William, didn't I tell you to clean the house today? How could you leave the house like this? Don't ignore me. I bet you're out somewhere having a good time, huh? What kind of son are you? Don't you feel sorry for your mother? Hey, did Mom also message you? Why did you go out without asking for permission? Did you forget that Mom and I are having lunch at a high-end restaurant today? You promised to drive us there, didn't you? I can't believe you took the car. Come back now. You dropped out of high school and are so useless. Did you forget that your only job is to serve us? Ugh, it's embarrassing to be your sister.
What's going on with these messages?
Oh, now you've replied. Where are you and what are you doing? Come home immediately.
What's wrong? I told you earlier that I can't do cleaning or drop-offs, pickups because I'm working, right? You saw me heading to work in a suit, didn't you? It happens to be my lunch break now, but you understand that I'm still working at this hour, right?
Stop lying.
What?
I don't remember raising you to be like this. I hate lies.
What do you mean? I'm not lying. First of all, I don't remember being raised by you. You only cared about my sister. Grandpa and Grandma were the ones who took care of me. After they were gone, you forced me to drop out of school and made me start working. So what do you mean raising me? Even the messages you sent me this morning portraying me as a bad son. Mom, you don't have the right to make such accusations.
Don't talk back to me. See, you don't know how to respect your mother. Enough with the complaints. Just come back home quickly. While we're away, take the time to reflect on your actions. We'll hold a family meeting later.
Huh? A family meeting? About what?
We need to discuss your future and give you a sermon.
A sermon? I don't get it. There's no need for a family meeting. I'll listen to whatever sermon you want to give me when I get home.
Huh? Work? You are unemployed. What are you talking about?
Unemployed? Me? What do you mean? I mean, you saw me leaving for work, right?
The family meeting is at 3 p.m. today. Both Isabella and I will be back around that time. Make sure you're home by then and that the house is clean. Got it?
Wait, answer my questions.
We're the ones asking the questions. Anyway, just come back home already.
What the hell? I have a shareholders meeting in the afternoon. I can't leave early just for a stupid meeting.
Huh? What shareholders meeting? You are just an unemployed person. Stop lying already.
How many times do I have to say it? I'm not unemployed. I don't even know what I'm supposed to reflect on. This is ridiculous. You're ruining my lunch break. I'm ending this conversation now.
Hey, stop disrespecting your mother. William, you skipped the family meeting, huh?
So what? What the hell is this? I told Mom that I'd listen to her stupid sermon when I got home. I don't think there's an urgent thing that we need to discuss in a family meeting. So prioritizing work is only natural.
Here we go again. We wanted to have an emergency family meeting about your lie of having a job.
What? I'm even more confused now. I was sitting at my desk at the office organizing my documents until just now.
Don't make me laugh. You, at the office, organizing documents? Do you mean reading stupid comics? Stop pretending. In reality, you can't even be a chauffeur for me and Mom. All you can do is be lazy and pretend that you are busy. Oh wait, maybe you want to be a comic artist? That's why you spend your day reading all those stupid things? A useless, unemployed high school dropout like you becoming one? Stop kidding yourself. You're not even good at anything. You're already 29. It's too late to dream about something, you know?
Are you done? I really don't get why you and Mom think I'm unemployed. I've been working all along. I've always been mistreated in this family. I know both you and Mom see me as nothing more than a servant. But until yesterday, you didn't call me unemployed. I just don't get it.
Well, we just found out today. You actually weren't working. It's no use hiding it.
Huh? What do you mean? What's going on?
Mom and I planned to have lunch at a high-end restaurant, remember? Since you didn't give us a ride, we had to take a cab. Oh, by the way, I'll charge you for this expense later. Even though you are unemployed, it seems like you have money to spend.
I told you I'm not unemployed. How many times do I have to tell you?
Shut up. Enough with those lies. While Mom and I were having lunch, we bumped into your old classmate, Kenny.
Kenny? Oh yeah, I remember you knew him too.
He told me everything. He said you mentioned at the reunion that you quit your job. He was wondering what happened to you since then. I think you went to a reunion 4 years ago. I didn't realize it had been that long since you became unemployed.
No, I've started working for another company since then.
Oh, really? But you're just a loser making a mere $18,000 per year.
Huh? What are you talking about?
You still don't want to admit it? After I heard what Kenny said, I checked your stuff in the room to see what was going on with you.
Wait, you went through my room without permission? Why would you do that?
And I found your bank statement. When I looked at the total amount, it was just $18,000. In other words, your annual income is only $18,000. It basically means you are earning nothing. You are unemployed. Aren't you embarrassed?
$18,000. Oh, that document. I think you misunderstood something, but that money is...
After discussing it in a family meeting, we've decided to kick you out of the house. You have no right to complain since you didn't attend this important family meeting.
Kicking me out of the house? What? I really don't get it.
You made your choice not to attend the family meeting. Well, even if you had attended, you would have been kicked out of the house. We don't need a loser with an income of $18,000. If you were doing household chores or being a chauffeur, we might have forgiven you, but a lazy man like you just fooling around every day deserves to be kicked out of the house.
What?
I threw all your stuff into the backyard, so take everything and leave this house.
Into the backyard? Are you insane? It's raining outside.
I don't care. You got what you deserved for hiding being unemployed. If there is still anything left by tomorrow morning, we will dispose of it all. Get out of here today.
Are you serious? I had computers and electronic devices in my room, right? Did you throw all of that as well?
Of course. For someone unemployed, you have quite a nice computer and lots of games. You don't need all that. I dropped them all out of the upstairs window.
From the upstairs window? Everything must be completely broken by now. What are you going to do about it? It wasn't just hobby stuff, it was work stuff too.
Are you still lying about having a job? It's too pathetic, so just stop. Having a brother like you is embarrassing. It feels so good to be rid of this lazy, greedy scumbag.
Are you reading what I am saying?
What's the point?
Just to be clear, does this mean that Mom and Dad think the same way as you do?
Of course. I told you it was decided in the family meeting. We all threw your stuff out of the window. It's been a while since I've had a good time relieving stress.
Alright, then promise me one thing.
What?
After I leave the house, never get involved with me again.
Obviously, what are you saying? That's my line. Don't ever depend on us if you end up on the street. You useless, unemployed brother.
You thief! Enough of this or I'll call the police. I don't know if you are trying to seek revenge on us after we asked you to leave the house. But we are not a charity organization. We don't have money to support an unemployed person like you. What are you talking about? Just admit it already. Don't you dare use our savings. Give the money back quickly. What? Are you accusing me of stealing money? I really don't know what you are talking about.
I'm talking about our bank account for living expenses. Somebody has been withdrawing a crazy amount recently. Nobody in this house has used that much ever since you left. I can only assume that you, with no money, are somehow withdrawing it.
I don't know the PIN number of your account. I don't have your card and I don't have your money. Stop accusing me.
Don't lie, be honest with me. Listen, what you are doing is stealing. Even if you're family, you can't just take someone's money and use it without their permission. Now, if you honestly admit and return the entire amount you withdrew, I'll forgive you and not make a big deal out of it.
I mean, I'm the one who wants my money back. Do you remember the payment for the computer and other things in my room? You haven't paid yet, right? The payment was due yesterday.
Don't change the topic. First of all, what kind of invoice was that? Are you trying to make a shady donation to some strange company to take revenge on us?
What? What do you mean?
I know what you're doing. That invoice that you sent me had the name of a shady company on it. Could it be a loan company? I bet since you can't make a living, you borrowed money, and now you're trying to make me take care of the repayment.
Huh?
I always thought you were an unfilial son. But I never thought you'd fall this far. This is what happens when you live on an annual income of $18,000. From now on, change your mind and work hard.
What are you talking about? 18,000 is my monthly salary.
What? Monthly salary? When Isabella saw your bank statement, she said your annual income was $18,000.
It's a huge misunderstanding. The bank statement she saw was the one I used back in high school. I mean, I can't believe you believe what Isabella says without even looking at it.
What?
It's the money from the part-time job that was deposited into that account. It's not a recent bank statement.
Huh? The money from your part-time job? What?
I mean, it's a very old bank statement. Isabella found it in a drawer and she just assumed that it was my recent bank statement.
Stop lying. There's no way a smart girl like her would make a mistake like that. Unlike you who didn't finish high school, she graduated from college.
After I dropped out of school and started working, I've come to realize that being smart doesn't really match up with having a good academic background.
Stop talking nonsense. I won't allow you to avoid responsibility.
Come on, Mom. Please realize it already.
Realize what?
Dad, who acts all high and mighty at home. He's the real unemployed person. Can't you see?
He's unemployed?
About a year ago, the company where he works went bankrupt.
What? Bankrupt? No way!
It seems that Dad has been unable to tell you and Isabella about it, until now. I found out because the company I manage is in the same industry. I wanted to help him while he was looking for a new job. So I secretly put $4,000 a month into an account for living expenses.
$4,000? What? Hold on, did you say you manage a company?
Yeah. I started my own business 4 years ago.
4 years ago? I didn't hear anything about that.
I told you then. And I think I've said it many times since then. I've always wanted to work in game development since I was a kid. But because of you, I ended up dropping out. I couldn't even get interviews at major game companies. But I couldn't give up, so I started my own company.
What? Really?
I thought you knew about it. Not realizing for 4 years and still treating me as unemployed. Do you even care about me? I knew you never cared about me, but it still makes me sad.
Wait a minute. So, is it true that you earn $18,000 monthly?
Yes, it's true. By the way, the games in my room are developed by my company. Including the computer that was thrown away, those are company assets. I sent you the invoice under the company's name. If there's any further delay in payment, I'll have to hire a lawyer and take legal action.
Lawyer? You don't have to go that far.
Then pay up right now.
Wait. You earn $18,000 a month. You don't have to be so stingy.
Don't get me wrong. Regardless of my monthly income, it has nothing to do with the damage caused to the company by you and Isabella. If you won't compensate me, I'll have to take legal action.
Hey, calm down. Well, as a mother, I feel incredibly proud of you. I can't believe you're the president of the company. That's amazing. I'm so lucky to have a son like you.
Well, it's none of your business anymore.
What? What do you mean?
I was misunderstood and got kicked out without a chance to explain my side. What kind of mother are you?
That's because you skipped the family meeting. It's your fault.
I told you I couldn't leave because there was a shareholders meeting. I told you let's talk when I got back from work, right? Even before leaving for work in the morning, I told you I couldn't do your favor that day. I've mentioned going to work multiple times. It's your fault for not believing me.
But,
If it was an emergency matter, I would have left the work early.
well, William,
What?
if that's the case, you can come back to the house. We're family, so we should live together again.
Seriously?
So please continue contributing $4,000 like before.
Are you out of your mind? You promised you wouldn't get involved with me anymore, right? Don't tell me you forgot.
What?
Didn't you hear from Isabella about it?
I didn't hear anything. Hey, William, come back to the house. Hey, Mom told me everything. I didn't know you own a company. And about Dad too. I will not charge you for the cab. So, will you come back home?
What? I wasn't planning on paying that anyway. And I'm not going back.
Why not?
You're the one who promised not to get involved with me anymore, right?
But I didn't know you own a company.
You didn't know, huh? Do you mean you didn't listen to me? Mom, Dad, and you. You guys never cared about me, right?
Well,
The moment you found out I own a company, you are asking for money. Have you no shame? I was kicked out of my house. I worked hard while being treated like a servant by Mom and you. On top of that, I contributed $4,000 every month. I had enough. Don't you ever get involved with me again.
well, that's...
Oh, I told Mom the same thing, but I will tell this to you too. If I didn't receive the compensation for what you guys did, I'll hire a lawyer and sue you all as a company. We'll charge you a late fees on top of the compensation.
Hold on. Can you extend the deadline for payment? You know that Dad was unemployed, right? We don't even know how we're going to make ends meet. We can't afford this kind of money all of a sudden. And why does a computer cost nearly $10,000 anyway? Are you trying to rip us off or something?
I told you, it's for work. It's a high-performance computer for game development.
If we pay this kind of money, we'll be completely broke. I mean, we might have to borrow money to pay for it.
Why don't you just do it?
What?
I took out a loan when I started my business. It was really hard to start a business being a high school dropout and make it this big. I worked hard and managed to repay the loan. There are 3 of you, so if you all work together, you should be able to earn $10,000 soon, right? Good luck.
Wait, please. Please come back. William!
After that conversation, I cut off ties by blocking my sister and Mom. Shortly afterward, my father messaged, urging me to return home and contribute money. Without hesitation, I blocked him as well. It brought a sense of relief, decisively closing the chapter on my entire family. I thought they might start working seriously, but things took a turn. Surprisingly, the 3 of them showed up at my company. They caused a ruckus, shouting and breaking windows. I asked the police to come and take all 3 of them away. Since I hadn't received compensation, I added the damages they caused in our office. When I finally got a lawyer, they got scared and paid me in a lump sum. Later, I found out they borrowed money from loan sharks, and now they're working hard to pay it back.
Taylor, we need to talk. I heard you threw away all the baby clothes I gave you. Is it true? Why did you do that? I can't believe you. You know that I barely made ends these days, right? You should be thankful for my gift. I'm sorry, Elaine. Did you hear this from George? Yes. You can't just throw away things that people gave you. I know. I'm really sorry, Elaine. But there were a lot of stains and holes in it. Honestly, it wasn't wearable. Oh, shut up. Babies grow up quickly. Even if you buy expensive clothes, the baby won't be able to wear them soon, you know? I agree with you. But I'm also concerned about hygiene, you know? I'm not comfortable making my baby wear that kind of clothes. I hope you understand. Oh, God. What you're saying is very rude. I didn't want to throw it away either. Where did you get that clothes? You didn't buy it from the store, right? I did. I bought it from a thrift shop. I knew it. What do you mean by I knew it? Do you have a problem with that? It was $10 for 5 pieces of clothing. Such a steal deal, don't you think? Wow. Yeah, it's cheap. But you know, we already have a bunch of clothes. Oh, really? Yeah. I thought George told you about it. He didn't say anything. How many clothes did you buy? I'm pretty sure it cost more than the clothes that I got for you, right? Stop wasting money, Taylor. Yes. I don't intend to waste my money. But that doesn't mean I want to spend too much on something my child is going to wear. I think the one I bought cost around $20. It's not that expensive at all. What? That's too much. Stop wasting my son's money. You think? I believe it's normal to spend that much on baby clothes. I also used my salary to buy the clothes. Can you stop accusing me of wasting money? Stop talking back to me. Why can't you listen to me? I'm sorry. I'm just trying to explain my side. You know what? You are a mother now. You need to think wisely in every situation. Yes, I will keep that in mind. Are you saving money? Yes, of course I am. Then, that's good. Do you know that raising a child will cost an average of $240,000? You should have at least $10,000 saved up by now. Oh yeah, I heard that it costs that much. I think it will go even higher since the economic situation is getting worse every year. So, how prepared are you? What do you mean? You're so slow. I'm asking you how much savings you have. I don't know why I have to tell you that. Why not? Do you think I'm planning to steal your savings or something? What? No, I'm not thinking that way. Alright, then you don't have to tell me the exact amount. But do you have at least $10,000 saved up? I guess. That's good. I thought you didn't know how to save up money, but that's quite impressive. Well, now you know how much savings we have. You don't have to worry about our financial situation, Elaine. Okay. But I won't forgive you if you waste money. Yes, I will be careful. Good. So, what's your birth plan? Have you considered the home birth that I suggested to you so many times? Oh, yeah, about that. I told you we already decided to give birth in the hospital as we planned. No. That's a bad idea. I had a midwife come to my house to deliver my son, and I'm glad I did. I appreciate your advice, Elaine. But I want to give birth in the hospital. I understand that you gave birth safely at the house before. But for me, all I feel is anxiety. I prefer giving birth in a hospital, with all the doctors, nurses, and medical equipment. What are you worried about? At home, I'll be there, and George too, to support you. It's more relaxing than a hospital. Please reconsider, Taylor. I know you will thank me later. Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm 7 months pregnant, and I'm getting more and more excited to meet my little one. Recently, my mother-in-law Elaine keeps asking me to consider giving birth at home instead of at the hospital. I understand that she believes it's a good option because she has experience giving birth at home. But every pregnancy is different. I prefer being in the hospital to be prepared for anything. I'm honestly having a hard time with Elaine. It feels like an invasion of privacy when she asks how much money we've saved, even though she's my mother-in-law. I've never told my parents how much money we've saved since we got married. I appreciate her concern and advice, but sometimes it's just too much. I've really tried to get along with Elaine. I've made an effort to visit their house regularly with George, and I've also invited her over for dinner several times. But after her husband died in a car accident, she changed. She became even more attached to George than before. I understand that it's hard to go through the loss of a loved one. But even though we suggested therapy, she won't listen. Instead, she keeps pushing her own ideas about what our family should be like, and it's becoming increasingly stressful. It's just too much for me. I explained how I feel to my husband, but he doesn't understand. He just told me that I should be grateful that she's advising us. It's frustrating because he always takes her side. With each passing day, I find myself getting more and more stressed. Last week, when I suggested to my husband that we go shopping for baby clothes together, he brushed it off and told me I should do it alone. Honestly, I'm worried about raising a child with him. But at this point, I don't think I can change anything. For now, my priority is avoiding stress as much as possible and ensuring the birth of a healthy child. Oh my God, George!
Hey, what's wrong?
I'm having contraction.
Oh, really? Are you heading to hospital now?
Oh, I wish I was heading to the hospital now. Your mother came to our house with a midwife. I tried to go to the hospital, but they wouldn't let me leave the house to give birth here.
Is that so? If the midwife is there, there's nothing to worry about.
What do you mean?
You know, Mom has been recommending a home birth for a long time. I told you that you should trust my mom. But you were being so stubborn, wanting to give birth in the hospital. I just don't understand why you wouldn't listen to someone who has experience of giving birth. Well, now you don't have a choice but to give birth in the house.
Are you serious?
What do you mean? If you listen to my mom, you'll never go wrong.
Why do you always take your mom's side? The midwife is a crazy woman.
What do you mean, crazy?
Normally, wouldn't the midwife bring all sorts of things for the birth? She came to the house with no tools or anything. I don't think she's really a midwife.
Oh, come on, stop overthinking. Just trust my mom.
I can't. It's really weird. Now they're telling me that the home birth costs $10,000.
What? That much?
Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know what's going on. If you give birth at home, it should cost less than giving birth at the hospital. Something seems off.
Is it? I think it's normal.
What? No way it's normal.
Maybe she's some famous midwife or something. I wouldn't mind spending the money if it means having a safer birth.
Come on. I know that you trust your mother, but this whole situation is weird. I'm begging them to take me to the hospital, but they've locked me in the house. Does any of this seem normal to you?
What's your point? My mom is doing this for your own sake.
Please, George, why can't you take my side just for once? I told you before that your mother asked about our savings, right? I thought it was weird, but I answered roughly how much we have saved. Looking back now, I think she was planning this all along. After your father passed away, she decided to take over your father's company, right? And in the end, the company went bankrupt quickly. I think your mother has been in financial trouble since then.
What the hell? You're out of your mind. I'm telling you, it's not her fault that the company went bankrupt. Even if my dad were still running the company, it could have gone bankrupt no matter what. You know what? You're just pissing me off.
George, why can't you believe me? Just come home and take me to the hospital, please.
Why do I have to take you to the hospital? You've got my mom and the midwife. That's all you need. Well, good luck with the baby. I have to go back to work.
Hey, George! Are you kidding me?
Hey, I just got home. Why aren't you home? I thought you were giving birth at home.
George, how could you stay at the office this late knowing that your wife was giving birth? You never texted me to ask how I was doing or about our baby. Don't you care about me? Don't you care if the baby was delivered safely?
Ugh, Jesus Christ. I've been busting my butt to put food on the table, and now you're upset? Plus, I just wanted to enjoy my last day before becoming a dad, you know? What's your problem?
I don't know what to say. But I know I made the right decision.
What decision?
Just so you know, I gave birth safely at the hospital. I'm in the hospital now.
What? In the hospital? Why? I thought Mom and the midwife came to the house. Well, I'm glad the baby was born safely.
I'll raise the child on my own, so let's get a divorce.
What? Divorce? Do you want a divorce right after giving birth? Are you crazy?
Oh, I'm crazy? I think you and your mother are crazy.
What?
Look at this photo.
What the hell is this? Police?
Yes, I called the police earlier and your mother and midwife were arrested.
You called the police on them?
Yes. They tied me up with a rope so I couldn't leave the house. I was really in pain and I felt my baby was in dangerous condition. I begged them to take me to the hospital, but they refused and locked me in the house. I asked you to come back home and take me to the hospital, but you didn't give a damn about me or the baby. So I had no choice but to call the police. Police arrived at the house immediately, and your mom and the midwife got arrested on the spot.
What? They were just trying to help you give birth in the house.
Oh, I don't think so. They asked me to pay the birth cost up front. Just as I told you, they asked me to pay $10,000. When I told them I couldn't pay that much, they started ransacking the house. Your mother started screaming that there's no way I don't have $10,000. I think your mother has been planning this for a long time.
I can't believe it. Please tell me you're lying.
No, I'm not lying. Just think about it. Why would she ask how much savings we have? Did you know that your mother has debt?
What?
Your mom used to spend a lot because your father was the company president, right? Now that the company is bankrupt and lost its source of income, but she couldn't stop spending extravagantly, so she went into debt.
That's not true. She has Dad's inheritance and pension. Besides, I give her $200 allowance every month.
That means she's spending more than that.
Seriously? That is crazy.
You know what's crazy?
What?
The person who came to our house wasn't a midwife or anything. She's a friend of your mother. She promised to pay her money in exchange for her help with a crime.
Oh God.
Do you know what's more crazier? You seem to think that the company has been learning since your father was running it. But your mom lied to you.
What?
Your father's company was always good in business. And yet your mom, who was helping him with accounting, she embezzled the profits little by little so that no one would ever know.
My mom did what?
When your father found out, he made sure that your mom had nothing to do with the company. But unfortunately, after your father passed away, she took over the company. And of course, the company went bankrupt. Also, most of the employees resigned from the company because they didn't want to work for your mom. Well, that's all I heard from the police. It seems like she told her whole life story during the questioning.
I can't believe she lied to me.
Anyway, I have something more important to discuss with you.
What? What's more important than this?
It's about our divorce.
I don't want to. Please, don't leave me, please. I can't live without you, Taylor. You just gave birth. That kid needs a father.
How can you say such a thing? A father like you? No, I don't want to raise my child with a scum like you. You never cared about me or my child. I'm better off without you.
No, that's not true. Please. I'm sorry, Taylor.
Oh, really? Then why didn't you come home sooner?
That's...
I'm not going to change my mind. I'll have my lawyer contact you about the divorce and the child support.
Oh, come on. I'm sorry.
Goodbye, George. I wish you all the best.
Taylor, wait. Please, forgive me. Please. Taylor.
I left the rest to my lawyer, and the divorce was successfully finalized. George also agreed to pay child support every month. For a few months, George tried to reconcile with me through my parents. He sent me letters, but I have not read the letters, of course. According to my parents, George became mentally ill after the divorce with me. He started missing more and more days of work, and when he did show up, his performance was poor. He was warned by his boss many times, but his situation didn't change. In the end, George was transferred to a regional office. On the other hand, Elaine got a criminal record after that incident. She got fired from her job, and her landlord kicked her out for not paying rent. With nowhere else to turn, Elaine decided to rely on George. Despite all the terrible things Elaine had done, George accepted her mother, and they started living together. George started doing therapy with Elaine's mother to work through their issues. I heard therapy is going well for both of them. It's been helping them understand each other better. With therapy and support, George started doing better in his job. Meanwhile, I'm taking care of our child with the help of my parents. I know it's hard to be a single mother, but I'm determined to provide for my child, no matter how tough it gets. I hope George and Elaine will overcome their challenges and find their way forward. I wish them both the best of luck.